Imagine a future where your grandkids learn history, not from human historians, but from an AI. What if the stories of tomorrow, the narratives that define our past, are crafted by algorithms? Today, we're diving deep into whether AI will write our future history books and what that means for how we understand ourselves.
History is not just a collection of dates and facts. It's interpretation. Every generation retells the past through its own lens. Empires, governments, and even school systems decide which stories to emphasize and which to leave out. The phrase, "history is written by the victors," reminds us that the past is often less about truth and more about power.
Now, imagine an intelligence that can read millions of documents, letters, and archives in seconds. AI already summarizes research papers, scans historical records, and generates detailed narratives. In theory, AI could create the most comprehensive history book ever written, one that includes forgotten voices and overlooked perspectives. Instead of one historian's viewpoint, you could get thousands woven into a single narrative. This could change everything. Imagine students exploring interactive, living history books where you don't just read about the Roman Empire, you can experience simulations of daily life, or where marginalized voices, long buried in archives, are finally surfaced by algorithms that don't get tired or overlook the small details. AI could make history more democratic, more complete, and even more live.
But here's the problem. AI doesn't escape bias, it amplifies it. If the data it's trained on comes from biased sources, the stories it generates will reflect those same distortions. And worse, those distortions might be invisible. A government, a corporation, or even a small group could fine-tune history, rewriting the past in subtle ways that millions of people would accept as fact. What happens when history becomes not just written by the victors, but programmed by the powerful?
History is how we understand ourselves. It shapes our identity, our politics, our values. If we hand over the pen or the keyboard to AI, are we giving up the human responsibility of remembering? Or will historians become editors, guardians who ensure that AI's vast memory is paired with human judgment?
Most likely, the future won't be AI versus historians. It will be AI with historians. Machines will handle the heavy lifting, analyzing archives, surfacing forgotten facts, connecting hidden patterns. Humans will interpret, debate, and give meaning. In other words, AI might help us write better history, but the responsibility for truth will still rest with us.
So will AI write our future history books? In some ways, yes. But the real question is, whose truth will it tell? That answer depends on us, how we build, train, and oversee these systems. Because if we're not careful, the history our grandchildren read might not just reflect the past, it could rewrite it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Would you trust an AI to write history?
This is Education and Health, where knowledge shapes minds and well-being shapes futures.